And as you know, as the time went on, the stages got a little bigger, the lights a little brighter, and somehow, some way, our little family ended up in the White House.
Michelle Obama isn't just the former First Lady of the United States. She's the kind of person who makes you feel like you've known her forever. Whether she's speaking to students, military members, or even A-list celebrities at a White House gala, she has this amazing ability to make everyone feel like they're the only person in the room. By opening up about her own experiences, she makes us all feel like we're part of her journey, creating a bond that's both personal and genuine. Once a lawyer and a proud Ivy League graduate, she's passionate about a range of causes like empowering women, improving access to education, supporting LGBTQ+ rights, pushing for gun control, promoting health and wellness, and championing family values. As we celebrate all she's achieved so far, we can't help but be excited for what's next in her incredible story. Michelle Obama's story began long before she stepped into the White House. She grew up in a modest one-bedroom apartment on the south side of Chicago with her parents and older brother. Her dad worked hard as a city water treatment plant operator while her mom focused on raising the kids. They lived in a small bungalow, often sharing the space with extended family. Michelle has said that growing up in that tiny apartment had a huge impact on her life, shaping her into the person she is today. The Robinson family's weekends were full of simple joys, like Sunday outings and cozy Friday nights watching The Brady Bunch on TV. Michelle knew that show inside out. Their home was on the upper floor of 7436 South Euclid Avenue in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, a place they rented from Michelle's great-aunt, who lived downstairs. She remembers their household as traditional. Dad worked, Mom stayed home, and family dinners were a big deal. School was just a short walk away, and their days were filled with board games like Monopoly, reading together, and visiting relatives. Michelle even learned to play the piano from her great-aunt, a talented teacher herself. The Robinsons were a close-knit family that regularly attended services at the nearby South Shore United Methodist Church. They also enjoyed vacations at a rustic cabin in White Cloud, Michigan. Michelle and her older brother Craig, who was 21 months older, were both ahead of the curve academically and skipped the second grade. Their parents, especially their dad, placed a big emphasis on the importance of education, which motivated both Michelle and Craig to excel from a young age. This hard work paid off, with Michelle earning a spot in an advanced program at her elementary school. She later went on to attend Whitney M. Young Magnet High School, a prestigious school for high-achieving students in Chicago, which meant a long daily bus ride. In 1975, when the city began desegregation efforts, Michelle was exposed to a mix of perspectives that expanded her worldview, something she later spoke about fondly. One major factor that drove her forward was seeing her father's struggle with multiple sclerosis. His challenges deeply inspired Michelle to stay focused on her studies. By the time she was in 6th grade, Michelle was in a selective program at Binns Melton Elementary School, where she went to school with Santita Jackson, the daughter of civil rights leader Jesse Jackson. Despite the daily 3-hour bus ride to school, Michelle didn't let it get to her. She did feel a bit self-conscious about how others saw her, and she often faced sexism, like when people would ask her brother's opinion rather than hers. But instead of letting that hold her back, Michelle used it as fuel to push herself harder. She thrived academically, making the honor roll for 4 years straight, taking advanced courses, and serving as the treasurer of the student council. By the time she graduated in 1981, she was the salutatorian of her class, proof of her dedication and hard work. Michelle once shared a story with a group of high school students in Washington about how, when she told her teachers she planned to apply to Princeton University, they doubted her. They told her she was aiming too high, but Michelle didn't let that stop her. She got into Princeton, graduated with honors in 1985, and then went on to earn a law degree from Harvard University, proving that she could achieve whatever she set her mind to. In 1988, Michelle Obama achieved something truly remarkable, graduating from Harvard University with a law degree, despite the fact that neither of her parents had attended college themselves. Her parents, however, had instilled in her a love of learning that drove her forward. In a 2009 TED Talk, Michelle shared some advice with students, saying, "I never skipped class, I reveled in earning top grades. I took pride in being intellectually curious." With these same values, you too can forge your own path, achieve your dreams, and then pay it forward by helping others do the same. Michelle's academic journey began at Princeton University, where she followed in her brother Craig's footsteps by enrolling in 1981. She majored in sociology and minored in African American Studies, graduating in 1985 with a Bachelor of Arts degree. She also completed an impressive 99-page senior thesis titled Princeton Educated Blacks and the Black Community, under the guidance of Professor Walter Wallace. During her time at Princeton, Michelle got involved with the Third World Center, an organization that supported students from underrepresented backgrounds. She even managed the center's daycare program and offered after-school tutoring to older students. She also challenged the university's French language curriculum, pushing for a more conversational approach. As part of her sociology thesis, Michelle surveyed African American alumni about their experiences with racial identity before, during, and after attending Princeton. Although she sent out questionnaires to 400 alumni, fewer than 90 responded, and the findings were surprising. Many Black alumni didn't maintain strong connections with their communities despite their elite education and the advantages that came with it. After graduating from Harvard, Michelle secured a position at the prestigious Sidley Austin law firm in Chicago. At just 24 years old, she was tasked with mentoring a summer intern, 26-year-old Barack Obama. Barack later shared his first impression of Michelle with Oprah, recalling, "I was taken aback by her striking height and beauty, and I was surprised to find that my facial features weren't as oversized as they appeared in the photo I'd submitted for the firm's directory." Before meeting Barack, Michelle had confided in her mother that she planned to prioritize her career above everything else. Their first outing together was a trip to see Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. According to Barack, their initial attraction was an opposites attract situation. Michelle's upbringing in a stable two-parent household had grounded her, while Barack's more free-spirited nature brought a different energy to the mix. Barack had to ask Michelle out multiple times before she finally agreed. He reminisced about their first date, saying, "I treated her to the creamiest Baskin-Robbins ice cream, and our dinner setting was on the sidewalk. I stole a kiss, and it was as sweet as chocolate." After 3 years of dating, they tied the knot in 1992, celebrating their wedding at the South Shore Cultural Center in Chicago. Interestingly, 2 decades earlier, the venue, known then as the South Shore Country Club, had been an exclusive place where African Americans and Jewish people were often not welcome. In 1984, a Chicago Park District representative told the Chicago Tribune that after the club's renovation and shift towards inclusivity, it had moved away from its previous restrictions. On their wedding day, Michelle looked stunning in a fashion-forward off-the-shoulder gown, paired with pearl and crystal drop earrings, and a smiling Barack by her side. When she shared their wedding vows, she said, "Barack didn't promise me wealth, but a life filled with excitement and purpose, and he has definitely kept that promise." After their wedding, the Obamas made their home on Chicago's South Side, where Barack worked at the University of Chicago Law School. He was elected to the state Senate in 1996, and later to the U.S. Senate in 2004. When he became president, they chose to stay in their Chicago home rather than move to Washington, D.C., prioritizing stability for their daughters. Throughout Barack's 2008 presidential campaign, Michelle made sure to keep a balance between her work and family life, limiting her overnight trips to once a week and always being home by the end of the second day to spend time with their daughters. Before moving into the White House, Michelle was still practicing law and was very clear about needing flexibility at work to care for her young daughters while Barack was running for the U.S. Senate. She once shared in an interview with Parade how she used her negotiation skills to secure a work arrangement that suited her family. She said, "I accepted my last position before entering the White House based on my employer's response to my family circumstances. Since I didn't have childcare, I brought Sasha to the office with me, where she slept in her crib and rocked gently while I was still breastfeeding. I wore a nursing-friendly top and told my supervisor, 'Here's my situation. I have 2 small children. My husband is running for the U.S. Senate, and I need a job that offers flexibility, a competitive salary, and the ability to afford childcare. If you can provide all that and be accommodating, I'll work diligently on a flexible schedule.' I was very direct, and he agreed to all my requests." Their daughters, Sasha and Malia, attended the University of Chicago Laboratory Schools, a private institution. As a member of the University of Chicago's school board, Michelle passionately advocated for maintaining diversity, even when other board members who were connected to the university pushed to reserve more spots for faculty children. This led to a plan to expand the school to allow for more students. When the Obamas moved to Washington, D.C., Malia and Sasha attended Sidwell Friends School, after also considering Georgetown Day School. In 2016, Michelle Obama gave a powerful commencement address at the City College of New York, reflecting on her role as the first African-American First Lady. "I rise each morning in a residence built by enslaved individuals, and I watch my daughters, two stunning young African-American women, set off to school, bidding farewell to their father, the President of the United States," she shared. Michelle not only made history as the first African-American First Lady, but she also opened the doors of the White House to a broader audience, making it feel more connected to the people. "This house is a symbol of American democracy," she told Oprah, expressing a deep sense of responsibility in her position. According to Vogue, Michelle's portrait would be displayed prominently in the White House, causing all other First Lady portraits to shift to make room for hers. During her early days as First Lady, she visited homeless shelters and soup kitchens to raise awareness about issues her husband's policies aimed to address. She also hosted a reception at the White House to celebrate the passage of the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act of 2009, a significant piece of legislation focused on equal pay for women. Michelle was also an advocate for the economic stimulus bill, visiting both the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the U.S. Department of Education to show her support. On June 5, 2009, the White House announced that Michelle had appointed Susan Scher, a longtime confidant and advisor, as her new chief of staff, replacing Jackie Norris, who took on a new role as a senior advisor to the Corporation for National and Community Service. Michelle also took a significant pay cut to be in this role, prioritizing her commitment to public service over financial gain. Michelle Obama, with her impressive education and legal career, was forced to give up a high-paying job as a hospital executive when her husband became president. Her role as First Lady, while highly demanding, is unpaid, despite the multifaceted responsibilities she takes on, including managing staff, overseeing programs, and handling diplomatic and social duties. According to the New York Times, her husband's salary of $400,000, along with an additional $50,000 for expenses, contrasts sharply with Michelle's unpaid work. Advocates for pay equity argue that the First Lady's work should be compensated. James Pond from the executive search firm Challenger, Gray & Christmas suggested that Michelle's role as First Lady could be compared to a Chief Operating Officer, COO, which would typically earn around $287,000 annually. In the White House, Michelle carried on the lessons her parents taught her as a child by making sure her daughters, Malia and Sasha, did their share of household chores. Despite their young ages, 10 and 7 when they moved in, Michelle was determined to instill a strong sense of responsibility in them. She even told the White House staff that she wanted her children to have regular tasks, just like she did growing up. In an interview with Oprah, Michelle explained, "If my daughters don't learn the basics of household chores like making their bed and keeping their room tidy, how will they manage when they leave for college?" She was adamant about not pampering them. Michelle's girls helped set the table, serve meals, and even made their own toast in the morning, chatting and laughing with the staff as they went about their day. When Oprah asked Michelle in 2009 whether her love for Barack had deepened since he became president, Michelle replied without hesitation, "Without a doubt." She emphasized that while she fully recognized his role as president, her primary perspective was always that of a wife, a partner, and a mother to their children. Michelle Obama's connection with Barack was unshaken by his inauguration. She shared that, while she fully understood the weight of his responsibilities, her role was to stand by him and support his efforts in any way she could. "My goal is to be a source of strength and assistance, amplifying his vision and values," she said. Michelle saw herself not just as the First Lady, but as a partner in Barack's mission, committed to supporting him through their shared journey. When it comes to fitness, Michelle is a powerhouse. Known for her signature sleeveless looks, she's not just about looking good, she works hard to stay in shape. Her personal trainer, Cornell McClenn, shared that her workout routine is all about achieving balance and symmetry, incorporating strength training, interval workouts, yoga, and boxing. Michelle takes fitness seriously, with no special workout for big events, just a consistent and intense regimen that keeps her body ready for anything. Michelle's fitness journey is about more than just personal health. It's about inspiring the country to live healthier lives. In February 2010, she launched Let's Move, a nationwide initiative to tackle childhood obesity and promote healthier lifestyles for kids. The well-being of an entire generation and the long-term prosperity of our country are at risk, she said. By 2015, the program had achieved significant success. Schools revamped their lunch menus, Grocery stores offered healthier, more affordable options, and physical activity became a regular part of kids' routines. Michelle celebrated the milestone with a fun dance session with Jimmy Fallon, showing off her moves in a cozy cardigan, proving once again that she walks the talk. Michelle Obama has truly transformed the way we think about food and health. Recognized by Forbes as one of the most influential women in the world, she has left a lasting mark on the wellness scene through initiatives like Let's Move and Partnership for a Healthier America. Even after leaving the White House, these efforts continue to inspire change. While Michelle is passionate about promoting healthy living, she also understands the need for balance. As she shared in Peter Slevin's biography, getting pizza on Fridays was a special treat during her childhood, and she acknowledges that enjoying life's little indulgences is part of it. The pie at the White House is incredibly tempting, she confessed to Oprah, showing her relatable side when it comes to enjoying the sweeter things in life. Michelle's commitment to healthy eating also led her to create the White House Garden, reviving a tradition that began with Eleanor Roosevelt. Our goal is to use the garden as a teaching tool, she explained, emphasizing the importance of fresh, locally grown food. The garden, established in 2009, became a hub for showcasing the flavor of homegrown produce, like tomatoes and peas at their peak freshness. It also became home to beehives, with 35,000 bees buzzing around, making it a significant part of the White House history. Beyond food, Michelle is deeply committed to empowering young girls to reach their full potential. Education, she says, is personal. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the education I received. In 2015, she launched Let Girls Learn, a global initiative aimed at removing the barriers that prevent young girls from getting a quality education. She even released the anthem This Is For My Girls, featuring artists like Kelly Clarkson, Missy Elliott, and Janelle Monáe to support her campaign, which sought to help 62 million girls complete their education. And if you've ever seen her on Carpool Karaoke with James Corden and Missy Elliott, you know Michelle knows how to have fun and spread joy, all while championing the cause for girls everywhere. Michelle Obama's fashion choices have made a lasting impact, with her wardrobe often speaking volumes about her style, confidence, and influence. While the fashion of first ladies has always been closely scrutinized, Michelle has emerged as the most influential fashion icon of her generation. According to the Wall Street Journal, fashion industry expert Robert Burke noted that, while Kate Middleton has international appeal, Michelle Obama's style resonates more deeply with women everywhere. Her fashion sense is relatable, bold, and adventurous, qualities that set her apart from other public figures. One standout moment was when she wore a custom-made emerald green silk Gucci gown at the 2016 Kennedy Center Honors Ceremony, showcasing her stunning elegance and flair. Even after leaving the White House, Michelle remains a paragon of style, continuing to inspire fashion enthusiasts around the world. But her influence extends beyond fashion. In 2016, while campaigning for Hillary Clinton, Michelle delivered a powerful speech that left a lasting mark on history. Referring to Donald Trump's controversial remarks about women, she spoke with unflinching candor and conviction. "We cannot afford to turn a blind eye to this issue," she declared, emphasizing that no woman deserves to be subjected to such mistreatment. This speech, and her voice in the political sphere, solidified Michelle's legacy as a first lady who didn't just wear the title. She used her platform to challenge and inspire change. Michelle's authenticity has been key to her widespread affection. In conversations with Oprah, she has shared how much she values the connection she has with people. "I've always believed that my responsibility to the American public is to be genuine and authentic," she said, explaining her approach of being unapologetically herself. She's built her public persona around being transparent and real, ensuring people know exactly who they are supporting. Her appearances on a variety of TV shows and media outlets, including The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, NCIS, Parks and Recreation, iCarly, Ellen, and YouTube, helped raise awareness about her causes. As she said in an interview, she believes humor is a powerful tool. "I've never been hesitant to show my playful side. I believe that's an effective way to connect with people. My approach is to first make them smile, and then they're more likely to listen to what I have to say." This ability to balance humor with serious issues has endeared her to millions, and she continues to inspire many, demonstrating that she has the potential to hold the highest office in the land. A 2016 Time headline proclaimed, "The internet is eagerly rallying behind Michelle Obama for a 2020 presidential bid." Although her husband has dismissed the notion of her pursuing a political career, The widespread enthusiasm for her candidacy underscores her unique capacity to resonate with people from diverse backgrounds across the globe. Historians often cite certain first ladies as particularly noteworthy, including Abigail Adams, Lady Bird Johnson, and Eleanor Roosevelt, who is widely regarded as the most impactful first lady. CNN reports that Autumn Stevens, author of Feisty First Ladies, praises Obama, saying she embodies all the qualities of an exceptional leader. She stands in a league of her own, unmatched by her peers. She is deeply missed as the Obama era drew to a close. Michelle Obama's team felt the poignant sting of the end of an era. Senior presidential advisor and close confidant Valerie Jarrett shared with Vogue, "I get emotional easily. It takes very little to bring tears to my eyes." Obama concurred, "You know, there are fleeting moments gazing out at the South Lawn and the Washington Monument after a rain shower when the grass is particularly vibrant and everything seems more vivid. It's breathtakingly beautiful. And in that instant, I realized I'll miss waking up to this, having unrestricted access to this serene setting whenever I please." Rashida Jones contributed to a piece in the New York Times titled "A Tribute to the First Lady," writing, "Michelle Obama personifies the contemporary American woman. She is a beacon of hope for feminism. Her personal choices challenge us to accept that womanhood is multifaceted. It's not limited to one definition or two or three. She will leave behind her own distinct legacy as the First Lady to show women that they don't have to make sacrifices, that it's acceptable to be complex, to be everything." In spite of the fact that she is returning to her private life, Michelle Obama has not wavered in her determination to use her power for doing good in the world. There was a lot of conjecture about Michelle Obama's post-First Lady interests. Despite the fact that the Obamas had proclaimed their intention to remain in the nation's capital until Sasha finished her high school education. She acknowledged her doubt by saying, "I'll approach my departure with the same mindset I had when I first arrived. I'll figure it out as I go." This statement was made in an interview with Vogue. "Given that I've never been in this situation before, I'm not surprised." As stated in an article published in the New York Times, the well-known feminist Gloria Steinem prophesied that the possibilities are endless for her. This woman has the ability to become a senator from her native state of Illinois in the United States of America, or she might devote herself to advocating for the education and safety of girls all over the world. Alternatively, she can decide to keep a low profile than she otherwise would. I have complete faith in her ability to make decisions, regardless of the course of action that she decides to pursue. Steinem's opinion is one that we share after seeing the hard efforts that she has put up as First Lady since 2008. According to our expectations, the former first couple has continued to live their lives in a manner that is consistent with our expectations as of December 2017. They made spending time with their family a priority and took a break that they earned. Michelle has remained steadfast in her dedication to maintaining a healthy lifestyle and has inspired others to begin doing the same. Additionally, they have maintained their commitment to charitable endeavors. Michelle neatly summarized her lasting dedication in a post that she made on Instagram in November of 2017. The post said, "Empowering girls through education will remain a lifelong mission for me." Michelle Obama's office made a formal announcement in March 2024, clarifying that she would not be throwing her hat into the ring for the 2024 United States presidential election. This announcement came in the midst of widespread speculation surrounding President Biden's potential candidacy for the presidency of the United States of America. A public opinion poll performed by Reuters Ipsos among 892 registered voters and published on July 2, 2024, revealed that Michelle Obama was the only Democratic candidate who would emerge victorious over Trump. Obama received 50% of the vote, while Trump received 39% of the vote. An additional finding from the survey was that 42% of respondents had a favorable opinion of Trump, while a significant 53% of respondents had a favorable opinion of Obama. Prior to her husband, former President Barack Obama, who took the stage as the closing speaker at the Democratic National Convention in 2024, Michelle Obama gave a compelling statement on the second night of the convention, which took place on August 20, 2024. According to the New York Times, her speech was hailed as riveting, and it was thought that she had outperformed her husband's performance, which resulted in her receiving a lot of attention. During the campaign for the presidency of the United States in 2008, Michelle Obama took great pride in highlighting her husband's accomplishments in the area of LGBTQ+ rights to gay democratic organizations. These accomplishments included his support for the Illinois Human Rights Act, the Illinois Gender Violence Act, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, the elimination of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, and the complete repeal of the Defense of Marriage Act, as well as civil unions. Both of them were opposed to the proposed modifications that would prohibit marriages between people of the same gender in the constitutions of the United States, California, and Florida. She made the observation that the judgment made by the United States Supreme Court in the case of Lawrence versus Texas was an important milestone in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights and civil rights. She stated, "We owe a debt of gratitude to those who fought and sacrificed for a more perfect union, from the streets of Selma to the Stonewall riots." As a result of the repeal of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy on September 20th, 2011, Michelle Obama included openly LGBTQ+ military personnel in her Joining Forces project. A public statement of support for marriages between people of the same gender was made by Barack and Michelle Obama on May 9, 2012. Prior to this particular event, Michelle Obama had not communicated her position on this matter to the general public. Michelle Obama and Valerie Jarrett, who serves as the top advisor to the president, are said to have been the most vociferous supporters for same-sex marriage among the inner circle of Barack Obama, according to top insiders in the White House. This finishes our in-depth examination of the incredible transformation that Michelle Obama has undergone. We sincerely hope that this in-depth examination of her extraordinary life has enthralled you. It covers her early days as a rising star in the field of law, all the way up to her time as the First Lady of the United States of America.